Hello, I'm Jen. Welcome back to my channel, Literary Love 123. It's Tag Tuesday. So today I'm going to be participating in a tag called Don't You Forget About Me. I was tagged by Cliff at Cliff's Dark Gems, and this is an original tag created by Bookworm Adventure Girl. And I will link both of their channels down in the description box below. So let's go. The first prompt in the Don't You Forget About Me tag is clean slates. Books you've read that you don't remember anything about. So I grabbed a couple of books off my shelf. The first one is The Apartment by S.L. Gray. And I remember liking this one okay and being intrigued by it, but I don't really remember a whole lot about it. So I will give you the synopsis. Mark and Steph and their young daughter had a good life until the day armed men broke into their home in Cape Town. Traumatized by the attack and their helplessness to stop it, they decide a trip to France is exactly what they need. Steph discovers the perfect apartment in the heart of Paris on a house swapping website and they sign up. But once Mark and Steph arrive, they find themselves trapped in a hellish apartment and their nightmare begins. To get home, the couple will need answers about the mysterious building, seemingly abandoned except for a strange woman squatting on the top floor and the sound of someone crying through the walls. Or is it screaming? Deftly weaving together two complex and compelling characters, S.L. Gray has created a claustrophobic and chilling portrait of a disintegrating marriage teetering on the edge of darkness. The Apartment is a terrifying tour de force of supernatural horror, psychological tension, and haunting suspense. Reading the synopsis, I'm getting a couple of memories about one of the things that happens in this creepy apartment that was pretty creepy. And the ending, there's a twist, and that's kind of coming back to me now. So if any of this sounds interesting to you, then check out The Apartment by S.L. Gray. So another book that I read in the past, I don't know, year, 2 years, something. Again, my memory is not the best. Perfect to talk about that in this kind of tag, right? And this is A Flicker in the Dark by Stacy Willingham. I remember feeling like this one was over the top in a lot of ways, but I did have a lot of fun when I was reading it. So, again, obviously, it's not very memorable, but I remember having, like I said, a good time. So, excuse me while I try to get this synopsis here for you. When Chloe Davis was 12, six teenage girls went missing in her small Louisiana town. By the end of summer, her own father had confessed to the crimes and was put away for life, leaving Chloe and the rest of her family to grapple with the truth and try to move forward while dealing with the aftermath. Now, 20 years later, Chloe is a psychologist in Baton Rouge and getting ready for her wedding. While she finally has a fragile grasp on the happiness she's worked so hard to achieve, she sometimes feels as out of control of her own life as the troubled teens who are her patients. So when a local teenage girl goes missing and then another, that terrifying summer comes crashing back. Is she paranoid, seeing parallels from her past that aren't actually there? Or for the second time in her life, is Chloe about to unmask a killer? I remember a couple of things about this book, but it's still very, very fuzzy in my memory. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5, just for my enjoyment's sake. So maybe I rated it higher than I should have. I don't know. The next one is Forgotten Gems, books you think need more love. So I want to share two books. And this is by, both of these books are by one of my favorite authors, Gemma Amore. And the first one is Full Immersion. And the next one is The Folly. So Full Immersion is horror, but it leans a lot into sci-fi too, which is not my typical genre. But the way that Gemma Moore does it here, this book resonated with me on so many levels. As a person, like I've mentioned before on my channel, that I am diagnosed with major depressive disorder, and I deal from time to time also with suicidal ideation, and I deal also with dissociation, and sometimes not being sure if something that I think I did, if I really did it, all that kind of stuff. But all of that to say is this is a almost autobiographical book where Gemma Amore really lays all of that out, and does so in a science fictional kind of way. She's very open about dealing with her own, what we would call in the United States, postpartum depression, but what they call in the UK, postnatal depression. So she used that experience in her life to write very openly about it in this book, Full Immersion. So we're following our main character who goes by Magpie. And Magpie is experiencing postpartum depression, and this is not a spoiler because it opens up this way. One day she sees her own dead body, and she's trying to come to terms with that. um, she's in therapy, and all of it is connected, and I don't really feel like I can say much more because it would give away the too much of the plot, but I definitely recommend Full Immersion by Gemma Amore. And this is also a book that fits into one of the other prompts that I'm going to get to in just a minute. And the other book by Gemma Amore that I want to recommend is The Folly. This is a coastal gothic book. It deals with familial trauma. It deals with love and betrayal, trust. It's just so beautifully done, and I just cannot recommend it enough. I think Gemma Amore needs plenty of love, and check her books out if you have not already. I like all of her books that I've read, but these are my two favorites so far. So the next prompt is Forgotten Gems. Wait, I just did that one. I forgot. The next prompt instead is books you will always remember. And again, like I said, Full Immersion is one of those. Other books that I will always remember: It by Stephen King. I mean, clearly, this book means a lot to me. And I did write my master's thesis for my master's in English degree on Beverly from It, on Carrie from Carrie, on Dolores from Dolores Claiborne, and Jesse from Gerald's Game. So all four of those books and those women will be in my memories forever. But I just want to highlight it in this one, this coming of age story. Of course, we're dealing with Pennywise, the cosmic threat, the horror that comes with his torment and murder of children, but also the threats of the human monsters, such as Beverly's father, Al, bullies like Henry Bowers, and even worse than Henry Bowers, Patrick Hochstetter. So this book, again, it brings me to tears every time the end of this book. And I just love it. I just love it. And then Carrie, this is a 50th anniversary edition that I just got. Of course, I've got my old Carrie that's tabbed to hell and back, just like it. But Carrie, to me, also embodies that final girl energy, that good for her. And if you want to hear more about my thoughts on Beverly and Carrie, I can link my videos where I go into details about. No, I haven't done my detailed video about Beverly yet. Scratch that. My detailed video about Carrie, I will link that. So, other books that I will always remember. I'm going to get with a classic here, and that is Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. If you haven't read this, I highly recommend it. This is the 1831 edition. This is the 1818 edition. I recommend the 1818 edition. And typically, unless the copy that you have specifically states 1818 edition, then it is not going to be the 1818 edition. And if you want to know more about the differences between 1831 and 1818, let me know. Ask me. I don't want to get into all of that in this video, but if you want to know, just ask me in the comments and I will let you know. And I forgot the second prompt, which is very fitting because the second prompt is called Jeannie's Lamp, Books You Wish You Could Forget. So I'm going to start off with a recent book that I read called Bluebeard's Castle. That book is dog shit. I hate that book. If you want to know more about why I hate it and why the host and co-host who were on a discussion video with me about that book, I will link it below. Have I said the name of the book? That's how much I want to forget it. It is Bluebeard's Castle by Anna Biller. I don't even want to talk about it. I talked about it at length with Jackie from Jersey Ghouls and Elizabeth at her channel, Elizabeth Sagewood. So I'll link that video down below and you can hear us rant about that book. Two other books that I wish I could forget, and these are possibly hot takes. Both of these are books I had to read in grad school, and I detested both of them. Absolutely. Sorry, but first of all, The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. I hate that book. I hate it. It was boring. It's only about people feeling sorry for themselves. Let's drink. Let's go here. Let's drink. Let's go there. Let's drink. Oh, we're going to go here and drink. Oh, where are we going? Blah, blah, blah. Blah. Sorry. The second book that I wish I could forget is, no, this is the third book, right? Heart of Darkness by Joseph Conrad. I hate that book. I hate that book so much. I hated every part of that book. Yeah. And I wish I could forget them. I'd like to forget all of those. So one contemporary and two classics. I hate being negative. So I'm really sad that I forgot that prompt and had to end the video with something negative. I'm trying to think of something positive to say. Let's look. It's a beautiful book, right? Carrie. Never forget. Always remember Carrie. So thank you so much, Cliff, for tagging me. If any of you disagree with my thoughts, if you want to come into the comments and tell me how wrong I am for hating The Sun Also Rises and Heart of Darkness, if you've got some praise for those books and you think you can convince me to love those books or at least like them or not hate them as much, go for it. I am game for changing my mind if you think you can do it. So thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to hit like if you liked it. If you didn't, then you don't have to hit like. Subscribe, hit that bell if you want to see more videos from me, if you're not too angry with my takes on a couple of classics. Thanks for watching. Bye.